Day 3 of flash flooding for the Southwest, but also for the Carolinas, and we have a severe weather risk and a fire risk for October 11, 2025. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew, and there's a lot going on. So starting with the Southwest, specifically the Four Corners on eastern Utah and Arizona, you guys are seeing remnants of showers from last night, and that's going to travel eastward into New Mexico and Colorado. And these showers are going to diminish over time, but we're going to see a resurgence of heavier rain south of Arizona and New Mexico around 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and those are going to last throughout the night into the next morning. But in addition to all this, we're going to see a marginal risk for flash flooding also from northern Utah to central Montana. And we're going to see these storms pop up around 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and these are going to last throughout the late evening. So looking at 500 millibars or midway to the troposphere, we have this trough in the Pacific Northwest that is really pursuing eastward and deepening, but we also still have this ridge in the south. And we still have a lot of southwesterly winds aloft, though it's a little bit more westerly at this point. And at the same time, we still have remnants of Hurricane Priscilla still being evicted into the southwest, but we also have now Tropical Storm Raymond that has entered the chat. Because the winds aloft are more westerly than southwesterly, the moisture from Tropical Storm Raymond won't pursue so far inland as Hurricane Priscilla, so that's why we're going to have more of a flash flood risk for southern Arizona and southern New Mexico. I do want to point out that this trough in the west, we're going to have a lot of shear and a lot of vorticity. So with the shear, it's going to help tilt those updrafts and prolong those storms, but also with the vorticity, it's going to help spin those updrafts and help with the upward motion. And on top of all of this, we're actually going to have a cold front going all the way from Montana down to places like Arizona, and that's going to help with the surface lifts. And so with the help of these lifting mechanisms, we're going to have a marginal risk for isolated thunderstorms where some of them may produce winds up to 60 miles per hour and possibly hail. Now going to the southeast, still at 500 millibars, we have this trough that has developed, but maybe it developed a little too much, but to our benefit. So because this trough has been deepening, a lot of the winds aloft on the east side have become a little bit more northerly. And it may be to our benefit because we go down to the surface, we have this low pressure that we've been looking at that's been causing a lot of rain for the southeast. And we've been predicted that this low pressure is going to go adjacent to the east coast, but models are predicting that it's going to go straight inland. And so if this low pressure goes inland, then it's going to be good news because it's going to weaken because it's not going to have those warm sea surface temperatures to help fuel it. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on what's going to happen in the next 24 hours. But in any case, we're going to have a lot of consistent heavy rain for South Carolina to North Carolina. And this is going to last throughout the entire day into the night, and it's going to diminish more by tomorrow morning. And then something else I forgot to mention while editing this video, this low pressure is causing a lot of wind speed off the coast from the mid-Atlantic to the northeast. So if you're near the coastline, you're going to see wind speeds from 25 to 40 miles per hour. And then just a little bit inland, you may see from 15 to 20 miles per hour winds. And then last but not least, we have two elevated fire risks, both in Texas and Oklahoma, but also for the Dakotas and Minnesota. For both areas, we're going to see low relative humidities around 25 to 35%, but also sustained wind speeds, at least for Texas and Oklahoma, about 15 miles per hour, and for the Dakotas and Minnesota, around 20 miles per hour winds. But actually, we're going to have a lot of sustained wind speeds in general from the eastern Rockies all the way to the northern plains as well today.